In the pursuit of perfection. Woke us all up. We're in the pursuit of joy. Love
I can't take it anymore. Get out. Uncle, make it end. Make it end. What is this? Guys, I feel like I'm a very accepting person. Truly, I want to like something about her. I'm searching for something to like about her. And it's so hard because she suffers from such a rare disorder of being unable to just be a human. Her race is not discernible by the eye. If she walked in, you would never say Meghan Markle is a black woman, right? Meghan Markle went downgraded from billionaire to multimillionaire. She's a victim. They want you to know that they're all victims. It's because they're trying to distract us. The truth is that they view us as peasants. They're trying to make it seem like, hey, when the peasants turn against us because they're actually robbing all of them, we don't want them to look at us. We want to make them think that we're one of us. They're not one of us. Meghan, our Duchess, has decided that she's going to push the Netflix series, the one that we showed you of her cooking, because it's so relatable. She felt that maybe it would not be relatable at this time to see her cooking in a mansion that belongs to one of her friends and inviting over her rich and fabulous people. And then she says her son, who, if you've seen a picture of, and you think that he has faced anti-black racism in his life, then I'm a Nigerian prince and I have, an account that you can send some money into. And it's frustrating.
If you thought Meghan Markle had finally stepped away from the spotlight, think again. The former Duchess has found herself at the center of yet another media storm. This time, it's not just royal watchers who are talking, it's everyone. After her appearance on Jamie Kern-Lima's podcast, where she was supposed to showcase her most authentic self, things took a dramatic turn. No makeup, no script, just Meghan. Or so we were told. But the internet quickly erupted with accusations of staged vulnerability and strategic storytelling. Was this a heartfelt confession, or just another episode in the Meghan Markle show?
We spend so much of our life trying to prove something. To prove that you're enough. You have to prove that you're pretty enough. You have to prove that you're smart enough. You prove that you're a good wife or a good friend. And I was like, I am just so done with the prove it game.
The podcast began with what was meant to be an intimate moment. Meghan, bare-faced, reading a heartfelt letter to her kids. Her voice quivered, her eyes shimmered with tears, and her words seemed to come straight from the heart. "This is why it's nice not to have makeup on," she laughed, wiping away a tear. Host Jamie Kern-Lima seemed genuinely moved, showering Meghan with praise. But not everyone was buying it. Within hours, critics on social media were dissecting every second. Was this a raw glimpse into Meghan's soul, or just another masterclass in calculated PR? Some viewers saw a mother struggling to balance fame and family. Others saw a former actress playing the most demanding role of her career, herself. But the backlash didn't stop there. Critics didn't just target Meghan's emotional display. They questioned everything, from the carefully chosen no-makeup look to the timing of her tearful moment.
I don't have to prove anything to you anymore. I don't have to prove that I'm a good person. I don't have to prove to you that I'm a good wife or mom or friend. I don't have to prove that I work hard. But to just really go, and not with an energy of like, I'm over it, I don't care. No, I care. But I don't have to prove it to you.
Social media was flooded with posts, calling her tears crocodile tears, pointing out how perfectly lit and framed the scene seemed. The host's exaggerated enthusiasm only fueled the skepticism. "You're so brave, Meghan," Jamie gushed, while Meghan wiped another tear. For some, this wasn't a conversation. It was a scripted performance, and this isn't the first time Meghan's attempts at authenticity have backfired. Her lifestyle brand, As Ever, meant to be a beacon of empowerment and relatability, has been anything but. It's marketed as a passion project, a brand built on values of self-love and authenticity. But for many, it feels like another hollow cash grab. Meghan's description of her daily grind, balancing motherhood, writing nightly letters to her kids, managing product launches, and being a friend and wife sounded more like a to-do list for a PR team than the struggles of a working mom.
As she gets honey out of the garden and presents perfect Martha Stewart-looking cakes. They thought maybe that's not the right time. It was kind of devastating. They're going to have to push that, but then people will be able to watch it at a later time. But by the way, her and Prince Harry, who always seem to snap into these weird royal roles, meaning they just go and visit the victims.
Critics were quick to point out the irony. A former royal living in a multi-million-dollar mansion, complaining about how hard she works. The phrase working hard doesn't quite hit the same when it's coming from someone who has an entire team handling the heavy lifting. But Meghan's authenticity crisis didn't start with this podcast. It's a recurring theme in her media ventures. Her much-hyped Spotify deal, a whopping $20 million contract, was supposed to be a game changer. The Archetypes podcast, where Meghan promised to explore and dismantle stereotypes against women, was positioned as a groundbreaking, honest conversation. Except it wasn't.
Harry and Meghan, particularly Meghan, is working. Take a listen. Here's what she's doing.
It looked as if, the two of them might want to really be helpful. As I saw actually, Meghan Markle stoop down and take off the lid of a plastic bin. Do they want to really get down and dirty?
She stooped down and she picked up the lid of a plastic bin. And that's how I knew my girl was real. And I just want to thank Meghan for doing that. It's very helpful for her to stoop down and do that.
Critics panned it as shallow, self-congratulatory, and overly scripted. Despite its star-studded guest list, featuring big names like Serena Williams and Mariah Carey, the show fizzled out, struggling to maintain interest. The hype didn't match the substance. Even Spotify couldn't justify the cost, eventually cutting ties with the Sussexes. For Meghan, a media venture meant to elevate her voice ended with her being just another name on a long list of celebrity podcast flops. But Meghan wasn't done. Her next move? A Netflix series titled With Love, Meghan. This was her chance to reinvent herself as a lifestyle icon. Think Martha Stewart meets California royalty. The premise was simple: Meghan cooking, gardening, and sharing heartfelt moments with celebrity guests.
Do you know what I mean? I've never seen this sort of before. I've never seen someone that struggles to just give us one strip of authenticity. Because I know other women who are listening to this podcast can totally relate. When I have my girlfriends over and we're cooking, all of us are in full glam. And we're it's not about perfection.
But instead of the warm, inviting vibe it promised, the series was torn apart by critics. Celebrity chef Jameson Stocks didn't hold back, calling it painful to watch and terrible. And he wasn't alone. Reviews slammed the show as a Montecito ego trip, where the focus was always on Meghan, her thoughts, her feelings, her perfectly curated image. One scene even featured her whispering, "Good night, sweetheart," to a cake before putting it in the oven, a moment that became an instant meme for all the wrong reasons. Audience ratings plummeted, with a 2.4 out of 10 on IMDb and a humiliating 11% viewer score on Rotten Tomatoes. The numbers spoke for themselves. It wasn't just a critical flop, it was a public one. Even Meghan's loyal fans found it hard to defend a show that seemed so disconnected from the struggles of everyday people. While viewers were dealing with inflation and a cost of living crisis, Meghan was serving up organic recipes in a sprawling estate most could only dream of visiting. But here's the real question. Is Meghan Markle genuinely misunderstood? A woman trying to find her voice in a world eager to tear her down? Or is she a master of manipulation, someone who has perfected the art of appearing relatable without ever actually being relatable? Every public appearance, every heartfelt confession seems to come with a perfectly polished PR package. And as the reactions to her latest podcast show, more and more people are starting to see through the shine. Maybe Meghan is just a woman who wants to share her story. But somewhere along the way, her pursuit of authenticity became so carefully curated that it lost all sense of realness. Or maybe she's exactly what her critics say, a performer who knows that controversy is currency. One thing's for sure, Meghan Markle has once again become the topic everyone can't stop talking about. And whether you love her, hate her, or simply can't look away, she's always at the center of the conversation. But now, it's your turn. Do you think Meghan is a misunderstood figure trying to make a difference? Or is she simply a calculated performer who knows how to stay in? The headlines? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.